Aloha, everyone. Hope you're all doing amazing. Sorry I was a minute late for this post. We are here in Los Angeles. If you're going to be coming to the LA event, that is going to be absolutely amazing. Hope you're looking forward to it. Also, next weekend, we're in San Diego. I won't be there. I'm getting everything prepped for our Huna workshop, and I will be in San Diego. And so if you're going to be going to San Diego, you're going to be taken well care of. Nicole's going to be there. She's absolutely amazing. And this is our LA class right here. That's Christian. He's one of our trainers over there. And look at that, that's Kyle. Kyle is in charge of the back of the room. He is the man. He's the person that holds down the fort, keeps everything solid in the back. And so those of you who are coming to LA, going to have an amazing time. Looking forward to a great group here. And today I wanted to talk about something that we talk about a lot. In every single training, we talk about a concept called cause and effect. Cause and effect, right? How do you define empowerment? Now, I can go off on this. I mean, I could do a 90-minute webinar on cause and effect alone. Sally says hi to you, the two of you, by the way. Sally Rigo says hi. Christian says howdy. Sally, yeah, I know. She's from Texas. Christian's like, I'm from Texas. She's from Texas. I'm giving a howdy out there. Yeah, so that's perfect. So, cause and effect is something that I could go off on. I could talk about it for a 90-minute webinar. I could talk about it for a short little post like this. Cause and effect. Let's just break it down. Let's make it really, really simple. On one side of the equation, you have cause. On the other side, you have effect. So, right? Cause and effect. You do something, it creates a reaction. There are some boxes over here that are part of our shipment. That's our sound equipment over there. If I pick one up and drop it, it could damage it. That's a cause and effect. Okay, everyone gets that. Everyone gets the whole concept of cause and effect. There's these chairs here. They look like they're pretty comfortable. They got soft cushions. If I kick one, it's going to fall over. Cause and effect. How does that apply to empowerment, though? Like, how does that apply to the mind, energy, mind, and emotion? The way that it applies to this is that cause and effect. Either you realize that you're creating the bulk of your reality, or you believe that your reality is creating you. One of the functions of the unconscious mind is to make your beliefs reality. So part of your mind, part of the role of your unconscious mind is to take the beliefs that you have and project it out there and make it real. That's an interesting thing, right? So if you believe that this economy is shitty and that because of COVID, things will never be the same and we're doomed and that everyone's going to become a zombie because of the vaccines and we're right on the edge of the zombie apocalypse, you might actually create that. Well, I'm not claiming that you would create the actual apocalypse itself, but what I'm saying is from your perspective, you will create that reality. So let's take the zombies out of the equation. If you believe that a company cannot thrive in this economy, you won't see, hear, or feel things that would tell you otherwise because your belief is getting projected out, right? That's why Carl Jung used the concept of perception as projection. So the perception that you have in your mind, you're actually projecting out around you. Well, this is where it becomes difficult for some people because they discover something horrible in their life or they experience, a huge global atrocity like September 11th or what happened during the '08 market crash or even during COVID. You have all of these different things that happen. And so some people have a hard time with cause and effect because they sit there and they go, I'm not creating that. I'm not creating the stock market crash. I'm not creating the pandemic. They sit there and they go, it's not me. And that's a dangerous thing to play. My dad, many of you who follow me or been around, my dad passed away last year and I miss him. Great guy, absolutely amazing individual. And cause and effect was a huge thing that he pushed, a huge thing that he focused on. And one of the things, and I love the way he shared it, is that the not me game, the not me thing, is a detrimental game to play because it absolutely stunts your personal growth and development. To say it's not me, it's someone else, huge stunting of your growth. I love the way he said it. Anything that happens in your reality, you have to take responsibility for it. And that's the word. That's the word that I wanted to focus in on with all of you. It's not about fault or blame. That's where people get caught up, right? People get caught up in the whole idea that it's about fault or blame. No, it's not your fault that the stock market crashed. No, it's not your fault that things got shut down. One of my clients is in Canada and man, what they're going through in Canada, the lockdowns again, the protests that are occurring. My heart goes out to anyone that has been in that environment for that long. My heart goes out to you. And I'm a coach of someone in Canada, and in my view as a coach, I want to help her take responsibility for her reaction to it. That's the key. I want this to become kind of like planting the seed in your mind. It's responsibility. It's not about fault or blame. We're not at fault for the pandemic. We're not at fault for what the government is doing. We can only be responsible for our reaction to it. I hope you all get that. That was one of the ways that I love to explain this to groups, whether it's one person, whether it's 1,000 people. It's the idea that you need to be responsible. Now, is it easier to be responsible when you don't have baggage, when you've done MER, when you've let go of your negative emotions, when you don't have anxiety? Heather, exactly. You got to own your own shit. Owning your own shit doesn't mean that you blame yourself. It means I'm responsible for my reaction to it. Let's take COVID. Let's utilize something that's fresh in everyone's mind. I can't be responsible for what's happening in the government. I'm here in California. I'm in Los Angeles. There are certain restaurants that if I'm not vaccinated, I don't get to go to them. Oh well, I have to be responsible for my reaction to it. Responsible for your reaction can also be standing up to an injustice. Standing up to an injustice, because I've had some people say to me, so what you're saying is we shouldn't do anything. We shouldn't say anything. We shouldn't be outspoken about it. Like, what do you think about those people that are protesting in Canada? I believe that they have a right to. And I believe that if that's what they absolutely believe must be done, then they need to do it, right? In a way that's pono, though. Anytime someone pushes, you got to push back. I do that. There's going to be someone sitting over in the front row. They'll either be sitting right there or right there when we start up the Los Angeles training. And at some point I get off the stage and I hold my hand out and I say, hold your hand up, and I push, and they push back. Always. I had a Buddhist monk sitting up front one time, push back. Immediately was like, oh man. And I use it as a point. If you go in with a push, people are going to push back. I love modeling how successful game changers create change in society. And it's usually by pointing out, this isn't right. And here's what is right, and this is what I'm going to do to help make it right. Responsibility. So what responsibility do you have? I want you to take a look at your family, your kids, your career, the environment, and how are you reacting to it? It takes courage to look in the mirror. It takes courage to look in the mirror and go, I need to deal with some of my shit. I do it. I do my best to practice what I teach. Jeff, thank you so much. Exactly. Set the example for others. How you react to it. Hey, Ethan, I know you don't like the mask. Ethan's my son. Hey, Ethan, I know you don't like the mask, or I know you don't like this. And how can we react to it in a way that is responsible? Where we are reacting in a way that is responsible and that we're actually being who we want to be on this path. All right, so cause and effect. Something I could geek out on a lot, and I think the big message for today is just really simple. Take responsibility for your reaction to it. Not fault or blame. Take a look in the mirror. Be willing to look in the mirror and ask yourself, is there anything that I need to work on? Is there anything that I need to work on in this moment so that I have a more calm, centered, and balanced reaction? So that I'm pono, right? The Hawaiian word pono, to be right. Malie, to be chill, to be relaxed. And if there is something that you need to work on, then take responsibility and work on it. Okay? Scott, love it. Love it. Glad you heard it. Hopefully it sends a positive message for you. And if you're watching this on the replay, thank you so much. I appreciate your dedication to all of this, and look forward to seeing you next week. In 2 weeks, I'll be in Hawaii. 2 weeks, I'll be in Kona. It'll be so good. Huna's coming up. So thank you all very much, and see you next week. Aloha.